Oh my god! Seriously. Right, did you read the description I wrote out for this? I was just trying to like create a setting for you so you can understand what I'm venting about. Thank you for being my therapist. You're so good at listening. Um, you know. Yeah, I've been doing very good actually at not laying out all my, you know, insecurities and drama and stuff on online. I try to keep it to jokes and bubbles and just fun stuff, right? Um, I don't want to be confrontational or sound preachy ever. Um, but yeah, it's been quite a year. And I mean, most people don't even know because I used to just put everything on my Facebook, like everything. And, you know, I guess it's been nice because I haven't had drama, I haven't had people sabotaging me. So it's been good that I've been following the rules a little bit. Um, that I didn't get these rules. Um, you know, everybody else figured this stuff out in third grade or whatever. Um, just how to not, right? I mean, just even how to fit in with your high school cliques or whatever. Um, right? You learn not to be the one speaking against usually the narcissist in charge of the little clique, right? The one bossing everybody around, making sure everybody's all like on, you know, tiptoeing around their opinion or whatever, and not. So yeah, right. Like third grade, like by the time people hit middle school, they've got this stuff figured out. And I'm in my 40s, and I finally asked the internet, "Why do I keep getting targeted by people?" God, so it's just like I'm working on it. I made progress on my diagnosis, and I mean, I don't completely, you'll never completely understand, but I'm making a lot of headway, and right, I think I'm going to be better in the future, like, and keeping my comedy for the stage and just have it like kind of like pre-planned avenue of thoughts and a point that I wanted to make out of the whole thing, and I can just make it up on the fly, but yeah, so it's just like it's crazy. I got myself arrested, and it's the only way I survived. Literally, you know, the house that I entered without permission was on my land. It was supposed to be my building. Like, if I got it surveyed when I first moved in, hello, like legally, I would have been like actually the one to collect rent for that whole 9 years, dude. And right, my driveway that I paid an extra $5,000 for, and all the shenanigans that it like, right? The gator trying to gate me off. It's just like, it's crazy. So everybody knows that was, you know what I mean, part of the community. Everybody knows what happened, but the court doesn't. Even though one time, when the terrorists tried to, you know, get a restraining order against me, I showed up with this whole dongle full of videos, 9 videos, and the judge's face was just like, oh my god, it's like video after video, this guy attacking me, but he's at the court trying to say, oh, I'm afraid of Ponder, and I don't know, when you attack me with a machete, and I need a restraining order from the dance floor that's his on his land too. And right, the judge was about to give him this thing because he just played, oh my god, victim so bad. And then I showed him these videos, and it was like the judge's face was like, whoa, you are obviously not afraid. You're obviously not, you know, it looks like you're enjoying this, like, attack, you know, these attacks. This is enough evidence for me. We are dismissing your attempt at pretty much setting Ponder up, right? But your attempt at a restraining order, we're dismissing it with prejudice, which means we see through your bullshit. And, you know, like they know, the court knows he set me up once. I've proven to the courts that I was being set up, and to the police, maybe like 5 different times they've been called out to my old property, like 100 times at least during, you know, that last 6 years of just like me being isolated by myself and the whole community scattering because they didn't want anything to do with it. I was left with just nothing. Like, but this YouTube, this is what happened. My adaptation to being isolated and everyone gaslighting me and being banished from the group. This is what happens. I'm left alone, and I have to just protect myself with my rights. So my First Amendment right to film to publish with my First Amendment right of freedom of the press is so important. I mean, really, that was like the last resort, was me to realize that I have to protect myself by documenting and letting everybody know what is occurring here. So, sorry guys that I told I was not going to talk about my drama online anymore. Notice I didn't use any names. I didn't go into victim mode there. I'm talking about now. And now is a year later. I've been doing everything the court has been asking. But there's just this one, there's like on the computer screen with the court, this one guy is just like, he doesn't understand, I don't know why did he need an extra judge on the computer screen? But it seems really fishy to me. I'm like, who's this Jabba the Hutt guy? Because every time, like the judge, Kubota, he feels my vibe. He sees that I'm genuinely trying to be good here. And he let me go visit my family, my grandma, for her 86th. Right, I came back for court, so I'm not a flight risk or anything. I mean, I've got plans to be in Morocco in December, and Quartzsite in January, and Tucson in February. And y'all know about my vulgar rights, right? Right? Fulgurite! That's lightning strike, baby! Yeah, look at that, baby! Boom! Look, splits into two right there. And that's like it's a chunker. That's a fat lightning bolt, dude. Can you imagine? I mean, just millions of volts. That's fusion, baby. So, he let me, the judge said I could go to Quartzsite last year, but instead I sold my land. I spent a whole month just packing up my shit. And, hey, Levi. Hey, Dylan. Yeah, dude, crazy. And I was a fruit farmer, and my fruit was just starting to come out, dude. Like, it's breaking my heart. And now I'm sitting here like I got kicked off of EBT because of the lump sum I got, even though I gave that back to my company and paid my partner back. I'm sitting here like broke without EBT and just like stuck. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not do shit. And you know what I mean? It's like, and the court doesn't even want to take the time to realize, like, wait a minute, this guy's already been set up one time. Maybe we should at least give his story a little bit of credit that it happened again, but this time with a group of people. I mean, dude, look at, I busted in the house. I'm like, call the police. I'm not gonna hurt you. Like, hello, that's, Anyway, yeah, Simon got to her and told her. Oh, I said it. Told that neighbor that was living in my cabin I should have been collecting rent from her instead of her giving it to him. She probably gets free because she was helping him with his campaign. Gaslighting me on Facebook. I've had numerous times where all of a sudden I show up at Sunday Fun Day and people are just giving me scowls and all this stuff, and I'm just like all of a sudden being threatened, and I'm like, what did I even do? Like, she's just making shit up, So I just didn't care. I didn't want to fight with her or whatever. I just ignored it for so long. And that is not how you deal with these types of people. Because, really, they want to fight. They want to poke you and 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 poke you until you finally just go, God, leave me alone, what the fuck? And then they'll back up and be like, see, everybody look at that. He's crazy, I told you. And, right, that's how gaslighters work. They're just like, as soon as they see that they're like, they're comparing themselves to you. And I think that's a bad idea, like to compare yourself to other people. Like, we're all in our own little journey. We've all got our own, history of experiences that lead to our current understanding and our current view. And, right? We grow the whole way through, and when you stop growing, you're pretty much done. So it blows my mind. I can't understand how people, write the N-word, the narcissist. They are always right. You can't even tell them, like, oh, did you know there was, you can't even mention something you just learned yesterday on the internet that science only figured out this year. You just, like, hey, did you hear we got a new telescope in space that can see like 10 times farther than we've ever, you know what I mean? It's too bad because they're already perfect, and then, right, they take it personally. They're like comparing you. Oh, you think you're smarter than me? Like, you're gonna be my teacher. That's pretty weird. hey now, a normal person would just be like, wow, cool topic. I know this about it. Did you hear this? And we would have a conversation, bounce back, and we'd both elevate until we both achieve a level of understanding that's peaked out. And we can be like, thanks for the tips. And you know what I mean? Like the reflection and the conversation with like normal debate rules where we're waiting for each other to finish sentences and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, just reflecting with beneficial information at least, right? I mean, I don't know. And I love finding a new subject that I don't know about, but it just shows me like there's something, you know what I mean? It just gives me like, it just introduces itself as my next interest. So I'm a little bit addicted to learning. And yeah, it leads to some weird conflicts in my life. You know, they used to burn smarty pantsies at the stake for this stuff. I mean, you just couldn't even say anything that didn't like totally like sound exactly like what the preacher was saying in church. If you say that even barely different. Yeah. So here I thought we have like modern society and checks and balances, and we have this whole thing like set up so we can prevent witch burnings. Here I am, about to go down like my great 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 grandma Joan of Arc. She won like multiple wars for France and totally like you know prevented Britain from like whatever I don't know. But she was talking to God and she was open about it. And they captured her and held her and gave her a trial, right? And convicted her as being a witch, and they burned her the next morning. And she was 19. She had a child, I think, when she was about 13 or something, which was mine, right? How I am part her, and how I may have like DNA memory. Even though she had the child at 13, I still had this weird like vision, dream, something. I can't remember where, but it was like I remember it very, very clearly being burned at the stake, like a past life. Like it was an experience. Like I was first person view, just like, oh my God, this is happening. I mean, I would prefer to not do that again. You know what I mean? If we can bypass that. And, right? It's not much different what was happening to me in that little situation I was in with like gaslighting village on this side and evil preacher over here. And I was just right in between getting like, oh, you know, as everybody's punching bag, like blame game on Ponder. Everyone with any kind of like darkness, let's just project that onto him. And it was crazy, dude. Like huge lessons. So there's hundreds of people in our community that do know what was going on and they did learn from it. I saw it happen. There was, I mean, the topic of gaslighting and all this stuff, like people really addressed it and they really addressed the gossip. All of a sudden, there was this thing where like the gossipers weren't even able to talk shit about me and try to like turn people against me before they even knew me. They just couldn't, like they would try and then all of a sudden like people would like be like, hey dude, why are you being like that? Why is it your business to try to ruin Ponder's reputation? You know what I mean? Like why are you so concerned? You weren't even there, you don't even know. You don't even know, you're just repeating some garbage. So I'm a little frustrated with the courts for their blindness. They're just like, we proved already. He set me up. So this whole time, I had a restraining order against him. But he violated, got me attacked all these times, harassed me all these times, entered my home. Well, dude, all these things. Like he just got away with everything he could. And it's just like scandalous all the time. Just how can I fuck everyone over? Oh my God. And, right? He's just the way he laughs when he's like totally making someone squirm, like, oh, you know, like panic or whatever. He's just putting that pressure. Like his abuse of power, you can see it. Like that's the only thing that really gets him off. And so to me, it seems like obvious what a predator looks like. somebody that's smiling and laughing while they're bullying. And anybody that knows me sees me cry over like the smallest little things. I'm just like, I've got so much empathy that I'm like a total wuss, dude. Like, and so in that, I've discovered, well, in through my psychology research, it's typical to become a super empath. Now you can either go super empath or a dark empath once you hit a threshold of abuse where everybody's just like, you know, you take a certain level of bullying, and I think I'm pretty solidly taken the high road here, and you know, a super empath might seem cold, and my jokes might seem really harsh and vulgar, and you know, but then my laugh afterwards, as I laugh at my own jokes, pretty much proves my real feelings about it. Is just how absurd that some of these things are even a topic on our planet. You know what I mean? Like some of the ways that people abuse and get away with this crap. It just blows my mind. So, like, I love my country. I'm grateful that we have judges in courts. I'm grateful for, you know, our rights that we sort of still have. But no, I did not get my trial. And I told my attorney, no, I don't want to talk to any psychologists that are just going to be sent by the court to just try to like win their case for them or whatever. You know, I don't need them to make me out to be crazy. I know the law fine. And she told him yes anyway. So they just like pretty much send me through the ringer. Like, yeah, send him through. One more conviction. So, I mean, Judge Cabota, he was very aware and helpful, and they let me out right away, and they started letting me do my thing, and I came to court every time, and I showed my, you know what I mean? I did everything I was asked. Left and came back, all this stuff. But, yeah, all of a sudden there's this guy on the computer, and I'm like, how much of this is actually Trump? You know, like, rooted, like, right? He was on the radio at a rally somewhere, and some guy just like, you know, on the other side of my gas pump looked like he had an Uzi under his shirt. Turns up his radio all the way. It's like Trump going like, if I ever had a third party opponent arise, I would have him arrested for drugs. Oh wait, slandered, discredited, arrested for drugs, and committed to an asylum so quick he wouldn't even know it hit him. And like that was a year and a half ago. Now here we are. And I'm like, where did those fucking drugs come from? And where's all this gaslighting and slander all of a sudden? There's just like this ramp. There's like all the stuff my neighbors started and kept going. But then there was just this like, whoa, like everyone just made it like, talk of the town. Let's just all make up all these things about him. And it was just like, whoa, really? Everybody's that concerned with what I'm doing? Like, what? But then you see the turnout, and it was like right up until the election. My court is next week, right after the election. So in a way, I'm kind of thinking like, hopefully this is over. I stayed out of the fucking election. I let it fucking happen. I even, you know, I talked about it, but I wasn't trying to interfere. I wasn't trying to run. And ultimately, I pointed out a lot of the holes in Kamala's campaign tactics. And it just felt like she was handing it over to him. I mean, you almost have to, right? So, yeah. It's a crazy time. I feel like our country is at a very delicate stage right now, and right, I just, dude, so the Declaration of Independence says very clearly it is our duty to replace the system if it's corrupted. I mean, that's our duty as the people to, like, you know, declare independence from it and do better. You know, and so, I mean, I tried back in 2010, I tried to write a new Declaration of Interdependence. I tried to get some friends to collaborate, and they kind of helped me by at least questioning and doubting me along the way, and it helped me realize the things that I needed to actually like figure out to make it work. And the core idea was a global voting platform app where we would get equality credits just for being a part of the voting network community. And then we would, every time we vote on something, we would get more crypto credits. And then we could be, for introducing votes to the public that people were passionate about. And then if it got a lot of energy, then we get credits for actually like introducing a cool thing to vote on. And it would just get everybody involved. People would have a voice. Our comments would actually count for something, and they would start little side conversations. And the coolest thing about this idea, I put it right in the Declaration of Interdependence in 2010, was that it would create AI. Like literally, we would have the internet totally aware of how humans, when working together intelligently, can solve problems on their own. They don't need a government. They don't need, like, you know what I mean, wars and all this like force and tariffs and all this crazy manipulative bullshit that, you know, the government is insisting on. They've got to separate it, isolate it. Like, what do narcissists do? They scare all your support systems away. Our system has become a giant narcissist, dude. They're gaslighting me, trying to burn me. They're like, dude, they've separated the families. The grandmas are by themselves out in the, you know, in the retirement homes, and the kids are all by themselves. Like, you know, and the parents are all busting ass. Both of them got to work just to pay the bills. Like, we're all separated in our own little boxes, and now they can just abuse us, you know, because we're isolated and we have no one to even like cry for help for. Like, dude, they've like divide and conquer, dude. What is going on? Our country, we are weak as fuck right now, dude. And they're trying to turn us against each other. They're gonna do something like fake Trump's death or something like The Simpsons was saying, right? I don't know, but it seems like they've built up all this tension just to use the media against us and trick us into fighting each other and eliminating all of our, as the extremists. What do you call that when you run on horses together? Anyway. Asbestos rock! I don't know what that means. So we have this little beaker here, and we don't know what came in it. And I'm like, what can we use it for? We can use it for some science and pour some liquids from some, you know, into something. I don't know. Dude, check out this fulgurite. Isn't that cool, dude? Look, it's got little rocks stuck to it. It was sand. And now it is a piece of glass. Shaped like, kind of like Illinois a little bit. Or like a chicken bone. I mean a chicken wing. Something. Dude, I totally was giving fulgurites away at this dance party one night. And this guy's like, what is it? I'm like, it's lightning glass, dude. He's like, cool. He like munched it and ate it, dude. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Like, just made this face like, oh, that tastes really bad. And he swallowed it, dude. I was like, that was like a $20 fulgurite, dude. What did you do? And like, he's just like, when am I going to feel it? He totally thought it was a mushroom, dude. Oh, my God. This one he would have thought was a chicken bone. Yeah, dude. So I'm a little frustrated. And then, right, I was totally trying to go to this stupid drug class, but they wouldn't let me take bubbles. No dogs. No, it doesn't matter if he's a service dog. Just, you know. You got to come to drug class and suffer with all the other criminals. They aren't really criminals. They're just like perfectly healthy, normal humans that are just like, you know, self-medicating and living free and not doing anything wrong. But yeah, they're sitting there in this class going like, everything is wrong with me. I'm so bad because I just spent my money on weed and, I just sat there playing video games. That was their choice. I mean, it was maybe not as productive as like working or something, but guess what? Robots took our jobs and we don't have to work anymore. We're all retired, so fuck it. So by the time we build a global voting platform that gives us equality credit, cryptocurrency, and we all just kind of start like, you know, helping each other make the world a better place with democracy, and we'll just kind of like do it better. By doing it ourselves, we'll just show the government that we don't even need them. We don't have to have like a war and take over them. And
We just quit paying for their toys, dude. It's like that easy. We just go, we're gonna use these cryptos. We don't need your money over there because it's just like kind of just getting useless. It's like the pennies cost like 8 cents to make. We're going broke as a country because we keep making pennies for 8 times. But you know, it's very strange. So, oh, I'm so glad the election's over, dude. It was agony for me. Do you realize? I could have used that $8 million, and Secret Service, and, like a team of people helping me. That would have been cool. I would have gotten so much done. But what I realized about 2 months ago, I was still like, I would do better because I got love in my heart. These two are just big old bullies, and she's all proud of herself for supporting the drug war of all things, dude. Like, why would you brag about that shit? God. And then, like, I was like, I guess we just let narcissists be leaders. I don't know. If you're just like an authentic person, we gaslight you and burn you at the stake. Fuck that. But, right? Like, I'm like, dude, of course the country would love to hire a guy that lives in his van and just smokes weed and throws the ball for his dog and is just thinking of like ideas how to, clean the oceans up and how to build. I mean, dude, like, I'm a solutions guy. I think way out of the box because I was never in the box. And, I think that's exactly what our country needed right now. I guess we're having civil war leading to the third World War III or something. I don't know what they're planning. But they're definitely all in on it. Biden's all wearing his MAGA hat, and they're all, you know what I mean? They're showing us that they're wings of the same bird and that they're doing their thing. And both parties, he said it too. Trump, in like one of the last rallies, he was just like, a third party opponent would just get eaten alive by both parties. It's true, And I don't like getting eaten alive. I've done enough of that. I'm kind of trying to heal and come out of, my cave. Like, nobody's seen me, really. I'm in the grocery store. I go to town for, just one, little things. But I haven't been late in 2 years. I haven't partied. I haven't made any money. I've just been like, man caving it, dude. Straight up. Going to school, looking through coin rolls, just trying to de-junk my stuff, my storage units. I sold my property, so I just was consolidated into 3 storage units. And I just moved into this house I was gonna buy, and then this fucker shows up and charges me 7 times what he asked originally. I said, otherwise get out right now. It's just like weird, And I'm like, dude, this is why did the preacher just all of a sudden change his heart and just decide to make like, it seemed like he was letting me live in his house because he saw I was living in my van. He was trying to be kind and Christ-like, right? That's just a fake-ass Jesus mask he's wearing, dude. He's a con man, like, heartless, dude. It didn't even register in his mind how impossible it was going to be for me, how much stress it would cause me. He didn't care how much my shit was worth. He was just going to throw it away in a week. Otherwise, and if I argue about him throwing away my stuff, he's going to have me arrested for trespassing. And like, where? He believed me. He was neighbors with my other, he was like 2 properties behind me. He knows these people. The story I told him, he totally was just like one of the only people who was just like, oh yeah, I know them. They totally would have tried to take you out rather than let you sue them or all that shit. They're not going to sit around and wait for you maybe to do that. It's crazy. So, I'm just saying, I can't get this much talking in with the court. There's no way. And it takes understanding. This was a con I fell for 9 years ago when I bought this land and spent the first 2 years kind of, just oblivious to what was really up. And then as soon as I saw what was going on at that dance floor, that's when all of a sudden I was just gaslit and wasn't allowed there because it's like my awareness of what he was doing, you know what I mean? He couldn't get away with it with me standing there. So anyway, I handed them this supervillain. He's been getting away with shit for 20 some years. And Hawaii and at the rainbow gatherings all these years before and stuff. He's just been a supervillain, and nobody stands up to him because they see what happens. He just targets them, ruins lives. And I was dumb enough to just stand up to him, but guess what? I was stuck in a situation, and I was allowed. I had the rights to use the dance floor, but the whole community was told otherwise. So it was like the law and my rights and all these things didn't matter. It really just didn't make a bit of difference because your rights aren't real unless everybody else believes in them too. So rights are kind of like a belief system. It's like a religion in its own way, that we all believe that money has value and that, right, the government has authority over us and that police are allowed to interfere with our travels and fine us and you know what I mean? Just search us and do all this crap. They're violating our constitutional rights left and right. And now the courts are violating my civil rights. Like, if we don't stand up for our freedom, guess what? Bye-bye, freedoms. And, it seemed like Americans all understood this. It was common. Talk at the dinner table, but they got all these psychological reverse switch trends that they send, like memes, right? Like calling someone who asks questions and thinks about hypothetical benefits that could be incentivizing the people with power to work together behind the curtain to try to hold their power and try to maintain their, wealth advantages and all this stuff. It's just like crazy talk to just think these people might like to work together to keep all their fucking fancy advantages. It's just point at those people that ask questions and call them conspiracy theorists and be like, ah! So, that's kind of sad, right? Asking questions is socially unacceptable and, right, wondering what could be going on when it seems very, 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 very fishy. That's, right, it's just crazy. Oh yeah, I'm the one who's crazy for asking questions and thinking it's fishy. I'm not conclusive. You can't be conclusive. You can't even call it a theory. A conspiracy theory will never be proven as a theory because it's behind the curtain and they've got all these layers to make sure you never know what actually is happening. But you can definitely see something is happening, and you can definitely see who benefits from it, and you can definitely see who was doing things to lead up to this happening, and you know what I mean? It's very clear. It's so a conspiracy hypothesis is what people are introducing when they ask a question about, well, maybe these guys are in on it. But no! You can't say maybe without 3/4 of the people just thinking he means for serious, for sure, and concludified. No, I said maybe at the beginning of that sentence. Maybe these guys are in on it. Not, these guys are in on it. There's a huge difference. But this is not taught. This is not hypothetical inquiry, just holding different paradigms in mind. Maybe it was these guys. Maybe it was this guy. Maybe it was me and I just did it in my sleepwalking. You know what I mean? Until you know. And then even then, you got to wonder if you're wrong and leave, room for new information to change your mind. That's the scientific method. Just always readjusting as we get new perspectives, new information. So, James Webb Telescope, that's about the most exciting thing happening in science. You can see it every day. You look at the articles of these beautiful pictures of deep space, and they say it right there in the second to last paragraph of these articles. This doesn't fit our model at all. This pretty much means we have to go back to the drawing board and come up with a completely different model. But since we still believe in our model, this is and dark matter is doing this and all this. Comments are dirty snowballs when we've never seen. They're just rock. We sent probes to 15 comets or some shit. Now they're all just rock. There's no ice. And hello. Whoa, my ice must be hiding inside it. Dude, it's a rock. So, take a little bit of a second to think, what is water? What is water? Wah! Tuh! Is H2O. And then what is the solar wind? 99.9% H. And what is this comet really? It is a deep space object from a very negative charge environment. So it's like got a charge differential, like it's actually balanced with the negative charge, coming all the way in by the sun, being super positive charge. It's a discharge event. And if you heard the sound of the comet, type it in 67p comet sound. Dude, the sound of a comet will blow your mind, dude. It is beautiful. I was just like, there it is. That's the sound of the ether right there. Where, you know, like Tesla was right. And it's like, the whole thing's vibrating and shooting rocks off all over the place. And it's just like, you know, sparking and shooting ion tails that are in lit mode plasma coming off of that thing. It's a discharge event. Totally electrical discharge event. And hydrogen coming from the solar wind and this rock that is coming into this electrical environment is just getting chiseled and oxidizing. So the comet provides the oxygen and the solar wind provides the hydrogen, and then poof, you have a coma, which is the water bubble that is around these comets. It's like, that's a perfect explanation that has all, you know what I mean? Like, it has all your parts and everything covered. Why we don't see ice on these dirty snowballs. But anyway, yeah, I got a hypothesis about that. I'm not going to get into it right now. Look at this. Look at this little guy. Oh, he's just a little bubble. Oh, he's a little bubble. He's been so weird today. He's been asking me for something. I give him food. I give him his ball. But he comes up and he's like, but Dad, I need something. I need something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. He needs kisses, I guess. Yes, Mr. Bubs. Say hi to the internet people. Say hi, internet peoples. Hi. Here, wait. You want to shake? Shake. Oh, yeah. I got one. Oh, yeah. I got one shake. Oh, yeah. So what do you need, Bubs? What do you need? What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? What are you? What are you? Okay. All right. So I guess I'm done. I was just like, I was sitting here going through my coins, cleaning up my desk, trying to, get out of here like I'm supposed to. Although, I kind of almost want to just let the cops come and just, see what happens. Just be like, you guys can arrest me if you want. I really could use some time to read, I'm just getting run around the ringer out here. Please just take me to either jail or the insane asylum, just somewhere where I can get some peace and quiet. And they'll bring me meals for free, and I can have time to read. I can even write my book. Wow, are you allowed to have paper in the asylum? I don't know. Gaffer. Mr. Bubs, what is it you want, son? Oh, what is it you want? What is it you want? I don't know, man. I don't know. You are being so strange today. Oh, what you want? You want to kiss me? I don't get it. It do not taste good, I promise. Oh, Mr. Bubs. Dude, he's such a good boy. He's a good watchdog. What do you think? Is he, like I was told he was Fox Terrier, Min Pin Chihuahua? But look how long he is and how short his legs are. I've got a lot of people that are fully convinced that he's half Dotson, so. We don't know. We did not meet your daddy, did we? You are an orphan and I adopted you? Yeah. All right. Thanks for the kisses, Bubs. Jesus Christ. So I was writing a letter to the court. It got to be like 3 pages long, as I tried to pretty much just tell it, exactly what I did just back there about my scam that led to this gaslighting situation that led to these people all just ruining my life and career, and I've just been isolated. And now I'm dealing with the court gaslighting me. It's just like, dude, can't a guy just work? I mean, I don't even want to be involved with society. I don't need any friends. I just want to do my art, like spend time looking at coins. I love that, dude. I'm in love with pennies. I get excited. I find like a penny you can sell for $5. I'm like, woo, it's like 500 times profit. Wow. It's like not that big of a deal. sometimes you find some that are worth thousands. Even millions. That'd be cool, right? Wouldn't that be cool? I don't even need to run for president. I just find a coin that's worth $1 million. That would make my day. I don't know what jobs are even out there anymore. There's like jobs. I can't get hired at Elon Musk's, right? He gives stocks to his employees, but I'm like, to your robots? You give stocks to your robots that build your cars, dude? Right? No, he just owns all the stock. God, he went trillionaire today. Did you see that? He went up 30%. I bought $200, dude. What am I doing? You see, I mean, I made like $75 or something off of my $200. Dude. And I'm still down on the Trump stock. I was supporting. Right? Trump, if you're watching this, bro, I stayed out of it. I did make some jokes, but I tried to be respectful and not call you names anymore. I'm being good because we're going to be colleagues one day, bro. And, I do have respect, especially for the presidente. I forgive your, magic BJs or whatever happened. I don't even know. I don't care. But, just paying for silence because you got like this public thing going on. That's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to hate a guy for trying to just be like, let's just try to keep that on the DL, It's not that, there's nothing wrong. So, fuck anybody that supports the drug war. Anybody that thinks, oh, that guy's exploring his consciousness with his own body and making his own decisions and disregarding our corrupted laws and shit. Fuck, send him to jail. I can't stand this shit. It's like, who are you? Why is it any of your business? Nobody's hurting anything. It's a victimless crime. There is no crime. So just pretending that that's okay. Like the cops, I feel really bad for the cops to have to ruin people's lives over this stuff that just doesn't make any sense. It's like, dude, somebody needs to take a case to the Supreme Court. I mean, I don't want to do this shit. I will, if I have to. I will point out the absurdity that we are all being oppressed under, dude. This is like control freaks. They spent their whole life getting into positions where they got as much power over others as possible. Oh, you wanna, Dude, no. This is not okay. We do not want to live on a planet that is controlled by control freaks. That is not okay. Nobody is allowed to be happy when the poopy pantses are in charge. I mean, that's just straight up. They are so self-hating and so poopy, but they won't look in the mirror. But everything that they see that reflects the way that they are pent up and stuff, if somebody else is having fun and not following all the rules that they had to get there and all these little, you know what I mean? No. It's just like, no, you're not allowed to be happy. And they do everything they can to ruin that shit. So, that's the biggest problem in the world to me that I see is we're raising children to be monsters. Capitalism is turning us against each other, kind of like we're all trained to be okay with trying to take advantage of our fellow man and just thinking that we're better, we're superior, and they're just dumbasses, so let's take advantage of them. I kind of look like a dumbass, and I get taken advantage of a lot. People target me quick because I just kind of act like a derpy derp and just say whatever, and obviously, that looks really dumb, and I just psh. So I'm glad to know that I'm on the spectrum. I'm full spectrum. And all these developments, it's just, at least I understand and I can try to, I can't expect everybody else to understand, but I can know that I have the ability to stop myself before reacting, to stop myself before speaking, think about, how people's feelings will change and evolve based on how I make fun of everything, right? I got to be careful because I'm still making fun of stuff that I got over in my development throughout my life. Some of the stuff I just figured out in my 40s. But so I can't make fun of it around someone that's in their 30s and hasn't figured that out yet without triggering them and making them feel like, like I'm belittling them for still buying into the bullshit that's just not helping us. So anyway, I'm almost ready to just, these guys are, the system's corrupted. And the Declaration of Independence says, I mean, dude, we don't have to. We don't have to give them the power over us. I mean, that's the crazy thing. It's just because everybody else, you know what I mean? Like nobody wants to stand out alone and be, because they know, nobody else will jump in. The people, right, in World War II, just standing back while they're loading people up on the trains and shit. They just all knew they were never going to see those people again. But they're just standing there, just silent, just letting it happen, right? They don't want to, right? I mean, dude, they'll be the next one shot or whatever. So they're just like, I would have been so, like, the first day where I would have been dragged down on the street and shot. Because I'm like, this is fucked up, guys. I can't help it. It just comes out of my face. But I'm trying. I'm getting better. And, right? Me understanding and then relaying to people as I get to know them and stuff and just be like, yeah, I'm a little bit, triggering sometimes. Careful not to take my jokes too seriously. Oh, dude. One of my best friends this last few years. Yeah, I was just making jokes while we were drinking one night. I was talking. It's almost like reverse projection, right? Like I was projected on by the guy that was actually wicked, and then I was in joking and partying, making fun of that mentality back. Like, oh yeah, I just love seeing people squirm under my impression. That's the only thing that gets me off. Like I was making fun of the psycho. And how absurd that would be to think that I actually thought those things about bullying, about, you know what I mean? But she was drunk and whatever and just didn't get the sarcasm and didn't get the reference and didn't put all that together. And she just actually thought I it was, she blocked me, went to all these parties and told all these people that I said this crazy shit. And I'm like, what? That was the last group of friends I had, and you just went and told them I said what? I'm like, you gotta be careful with sarcasm, dude. Right? I mean, dude, the way they take little clips of what you say, people can take little stuff, you know what I mean? Just from this and make little memes of me just saying part of a sentence that sounds all fucked up and shit. I haven't seen too many of those yet, but hey, have fun, guys. I don't know, dude. But yeah, it's gotcha journalism and stuff, So when it comes down to it, I believe in having honor. I feel better about myself by being honest and being generous and forgiving even these people that all just destroyed my life. You know what I mean? I just kind of feel bad for them. They're the ones that get to walk around and everybody knows that they're just a big poopy pants life ruiner and that all that crap wasn't true and they were doing horrible shit by talking about me like that when they didn't even know me or whatever. Those people get to live with that. They get to know that they were the ones that could not see. Right? And I just see clearly and my face shows it. So it's sorry, I am a C, not a not C. So anyway, Elon Musk took that joke. I mean, I don't know if he got it from me because it's kind of inevitable, right? But yeah, dude, I saw on X, Elon Musk totally used that same, wordplay, and it's like that South Park joke, the fish sticks joke, right? I made that one up in jail back when I was 19. I made up the fish sticks joke because we got fish sticks every Friday, and because I was vegetarian, I got tofu on my sandwich, and I would just yell out to the whole group of 70 guys in the jail cell or whatever. I'd be like, I'll trade some tofu dicks for some fish dicks, because I just heard everybody saying it, and they just all said fish dicks instead of sticks and ending sh to s. It's like a tongue twister, so people just shorten it to fish sticks, So I caught that and made fun of it, but I think the South Park episode is about pointing out how some comedy is inevitable, and comedians on stage, they don't give a fuck if some other comedian made a joke that's almost the same. They're not thinking through. They're not obligated to watch all of the comedy that's ever been performed and know all the jokes so that they don't accidentally come. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. And Lopez or what that guy, anyway, he was kind of called out for stealing one of Rogan's, or I don't know. It's just like, dude, who cares? You can't own a joke. Can you own a joke? I mean, you can claim you did it first, but like, even if you prove it, you just look like a dork for caring, you know? So, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of those, like the ideas, like the global voting platform idea, like Elon Musk might just do that with X. If he, like Dogecoin, and then the initials, they were saying like, his initials that he made up for it with the government, as the G. I can't remember. I'll look that up. But dude, it seems like he almost had this plan for a while. So I wrote the Declaration of Interdependence with the global voting platform idea in 2010, and then put it on the shelf in 2011 because they shut down Occupy with they declared martial law because of the rioting that was started. We find out later by police, undercover police, that started throwing shit through windows and they got everyone rioting. So they started the riot, which got martial law the night I was handing out these flyers for everybody. So we actually knew we had a website that was all from the occupiers showing what we wanted to do. And you know what I mean? It was like I was trying to help them consolidate and put a good idea on the table to solve the problems and just bypass the corruption in the government by just helping out as the people, just using democracy to just help the world be better, right? What's wrong with that? So, oh, that's not a fossil, it's a fulgurite. It was sand that was struck by lightning and then fusion, like the molecules, millions of degrees instantaneously. And it's got, it's electrified, like it's magnetized, not magnetic, like just like a magnet would stick to it, but these actually are producing a magnetic field. And dude, like I can feel it when I touch it to my forehead. I've put this one against my head the other day, and I could hear it in my ears. It made my cilia and my cochlea, right? Anyway, it made my ear hairs wiggle with the vibration, and yeah, I was just like, man, every fulgurite is unique. Every fulgurite is, a different version of the shape of electricity. And right, these buckles, they're almost like bone joints, right, where it's just like all more dense on the edges and stuff, and they separate themselves in these little links. I think where the voltage changes and stuff. So they're known as meditation stones. Like these are already known as meditation stones. I should meditate. I should use these to meditate because my brain is just firing all the time. I go through like 3,000 calories a day because I'm just like thirsty and just like I'm running through so much energy just with my constant distractions. I was trying to watch like I'm distracted, by trippy things or questions that arise or whatever. It's kind of it's hard to explain. People are just like, well, why don't you just focus? Well, why don't you just sell your fulgurites and make some money and quit being poor and struggling? You don't need EBT. Supposedly you got all sorts of fucking value. Why don't you sell some of your coins you found? But like, dude, it's hard. It takes me, some people would post something on eBay and it would take them 5 minutes. It's like me, I said, write this thing, it's like an hour. I'm taking all these photos. By the time I'm done, I fall in love with the specimen that I've all exemplified its beauty. I'm just like, dude, I'm not gonna sell this for cheap. Look at how beautiful this thing is. So I need to hire somebody to help me make money. I need to hire somebody that gives a shit about money so they can make it for both of us. It's this rebellious, because, yeah, I kind of had a little psychotic break when I was in 7th grade. And just a part of me left. I just said, I don't want to play this stupid game. I don't want to fit in with these people. I don't even care. They don't understand me. They're never going to. And I don't want to be part of their little clique anyway. And I just decided to be a loner and just not give myself away to this rigged game, dude. Who wants to play a game that is rigged for you to lose? That sounds like a bullshit time to me. Sorry. just can't just make myself do it. It feels like I'm a slave when I'm going, how can I make some money? I just can't. I can't care. I look for fulgurites, and I'm excited about the specimens. I'm excited about electricity. I'm excited about learning about the dynamics between the sun and the Earth's magnetic fields and what is causing this discharge event. Same thing as comets. It's electrical discharge transfer of energy, dude. Like, so, yeah. I love thinking about the what ifs. All the questions that science hasn't answered yet. All the questions that science answered too quickly and concludified before they had all the information, the equations that backed us into a corner and pretty much should have told us all, hello, we probably got something wrong, guys, because we got backed into a corner by our math. Instead, they're just like, oh, no, we're never wrong because we're perfect always and right, narcissist. And we don't even believe in corners, but we are going to make up a fudge factor and we'll just call it dark matter. And just every time an equation doesn't equal out, we'll just add a big old extra x. We'll call it like y or q or some shit. And we got f and q and mc and it's all these different numbers that aren't really constants. We're just going to act like all these things are supposed to equal and we'll just make a magic number and place it in there and then see, the equation fits. Hence, there must be dark matter. And